Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this smoky halo eye, and I love the way it turned out. I haven't done a halo eye in quite a while, so I wanted to do that. And I'm using lots of new products. Some of these products are older products that I just never gave a chance, and then a lot of them are new releases. So I just wanted to sit down and play with makeup, and I love how this turned out. I really like this look. So if you'd like to see how I got this full look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with my base, and I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Fluid. You guys know how I feel about the Ultra HD stick. It's one of my hands down favorite foundations ever, but I've only tried the fluid one other time. So I'm using that today, and I also mixed in this new Flash Illuminator from Estee just because my skin was looking extra dull. Now I'm going to use the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector first, and then I'm going to go in with the Ultra HD Concealer. I had used this once in one video and it just creased on me horribly. So I kind of just put it in my drawer and didn't give it another thought. But now they launched some new colors, so I thought I would try it again. And I'm barely using any here. You guys can see I'm just using these tiny little dots, and I feel like that's what made such a big difference. I think last time I was just super heavy-handed with it, because this time I loved how it looked. So I'm just blending that out with this Morphe sponge, and then I'm going to be setting my under eyes. I'm going to be baking with the RCMA No Color Powder. And for the rest of my face, I'm using the new Makeup Forever HD Pressed Powder, and this one's in the shade Translucent. There are 3 different shades in this. This one is for light to medium skin tones, and I actually really like this. I usually like something that has a little bit of a color to it, but this just made your skin look so smooth, and it didn't look powdery at all. So I just applied that to the rest of my face and then kind of wiped away whatever was left from baking. Then I'm going to be priming my lids with the new Smashbox Primer. This one's in the shade Light, and I did really like this. You guys know I don't really use primers very often. I usually just use my concealer. This did a really good job. For the eyes, I'm using the new 35R palette, and I'm first starting out with this kind of pale milky shade, and I'm applying this all over the lid just to set that primer down. And then I'm going in with this really beautiful kind of toasted caramel color, and I'm applying this all throughout the crease. I'm starting in that outer corner, but especially with a halo eye, you really want to make sure that you are diffusing that all throughout the crease. So I start on the outside corner, and then I'd use a lighter hand towards the center of the eye, and then I'll also pack that on to the inner corner. Now I'm just going in with this shade. This is probably only one shade darker, but it has a little bit of a different undertone. It has a little bit more red and berry in it, and I'm just doing the same thing. This kind of eye look is more about layering and just kind of repeating the process with different shades. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm applying it on the outer corner first, bringing a little bit into the crease, just keeping that center of the eye really light, and then I'm really packing it on into that inner corner as well. So if you wanted to keep this look more daytime appropriate, you could definitely stop there, but I'm going in with this really dark shade, and I'm applying this in those same motions, but I'm using a little bit more of a precise brush. I will have all of these listed down in the description box, and of course you can use a discount code from Morphe for the brushes and this palette. I am obsessed, but I'm really packing this on there, and I love this brush because it's kind of a bigger pencil brush, so it diffuses it a little bit more, but you still get the precision, and I think that color is just stunning. It really makes the eyes pop. So once you get that on, just take a fluffy brush and just blend out any harsh edges, especially in the center of the eye, before we go in with this gorgeous pigment that we're going to use. And now for the center of the lid, we are using this stunning pigment from MakeupGeek. This is one of her foiled pigments in the shade Firefly. This is so beautiful, you guys, as you can see, but it looked a little bit deceiving because in the pot, it looked a little bit more copper, and once I got it on the eyes, it was like this vibrant gold, and it just had a copper shift to it. I'm obsessed with this. I think it's so beautiful. So I'm just applying that to the center of the eye, and then I kind of diffuse the edges out a little bit so it blends a little bit easier, and then I am just going back in with that bigger pencil brush and adding a little bit more of that dark shade just because I lost a little bit of the intensity and to help bring everything together. And like I said, this look is all about the layers, so I'm going back in with that smaller blending brush, and I'm applying a little bit more of that toasted caramel shade that we started out with, just to blend everything out, make sure it looks really blended up to the brow, and to bring a little bit more warmth. So once you get that on, it's time to move on to mascara and lashes. I'm using the Benefit Rollerlash, and then I threw on a pair of House of Lashes Iconics. I think they're just beautiful because you can kind of see through them and see that beautiful pigment. And then I tightlined my eyes. I'm going back in with this reddish kind of coffee shade, and I'm applying that all the way from outer corner to inner corner, making sure that it is wrapping around and meeting my top lid. And then I'm also just going in with that lighter one and just buffing everything out. Y'all know I love to go back in with a lighter shade, just kind of blend out the edge of that bottom lower lash line. And you really, really want to take your time with this, really blow it out. And I even went in and I added a little bit of the black liner along my lash line to make it even more smoky. And now we're moving on to the face. I'm using NARS Casino Bronzer, and I am just kind of bronzing up my skin. I'm not doing anything too contoured or too structured. I just want the skin to be super bronzy. And for this bronzy look, I had to use this. I know I used it in my last video, but this is the Knockout Duo from Colourpop. You guys, I know this is limited edition, so order it. Get this because it is amazing. This blush just goes with every single look, and it looks so stunning. And this highlight is like out of this world. I am obsessed with this. You need it in your life. Get it. It's Colourpop, it's affordable, and it's so, so good. I mean, look at this highlight. I mean, how could you not want that highlight in your life? And the combo just looks so pretty on the skin. It doesn't look too overdone. It doesn't look like, wow, that's a lot of blush, but it just looks really, really pretty. So I'm applying that on the very tops of my cheekbones, the end of my nose, and then my chin. And then I'm also using that as my brow bone highlight. For the lips, I wanted to do a very nude lip, but I wanted it to have a little bit more of a beige undertone. So I'm using Rockin Rose from Jordana. I love this lip liner so much. And then for my lipstick, I'm going to be using Skinny Dip from Tarte. And once you get that on, your whole look is complete. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!